Yep, Home Affairs investigation has turned South Africa upside down. It's a huge corruption scandal that is now. There was a report. The special investigation unit. Okay, that was doing a search on some issues of some people who were running a scheme of making foreigners pay to either get permanent residency or visas. They were out there running a huge scheme. One even built a road to their house with their money they were making, and they keep showing that the money didn't reflect properly. You know, they either put it on a spouse or the money, as it reflects even in the reference, it actually says, it shows that it was for permanent residency. They said these people were paying about 3,000. Imagine selling your own country for 3,000. Corruption is corruption, whether it's up there or to the average person. It's very important. When you hear people speak off tune, you note it. There's a video that I want to make about something, a truth that separated me with a particular friend when we were talking about something. That video will come out very soon. I think it's very important to understand. We must be very careful at the way people prize truth. When the Bible says buy truth, meaning my life is staked on it. I don't shift around. Now, on this video, I wanted to bring up the subject matter of some of the people that were mentioned. They mentioned bushiri. They mentioned bushiri and omotoso. Now, the reason why I thought the mention of those two gentlemen was very important was, I think it's important we understand why for those pastors does it become a bigger problem. Why is it such a big issue when it comes to these pastors? First of all, you have to understand, once these fake pastors, most of them, they tried to do the application, it failed. So then, according to the investigation, they found that they started to make a claim on the basis of stability, that they were stable, they were in retirement, but they were using the church's funds. So now they're using church money in order to say, oh no, I'm stable, I'm not here looking for a job. But these mandams came here as nobodies, and so they have to use, they can't claim it on their own account. They claim it on thingy. They come here with their jujus, they do. These people, these mandems, they don't have nothing, and so we're not shaming them for their hustles. What we are saying is they came here with nothing, but then they use the church's money to then claim they are stable, they are financially stable. And then in one particular person, they did mention, the special investigation unit mentioned that this person, what raised the flag was that the person who signed it off was not authorized. So I thought that was quite an interesting one. But I wanted you to focus in particularly on the church one, right? And I also want to give a warning before we speak about the one for the church and why for me that's a very big problem. And you'll understand why for us Christians we must be very careful. We must be very clear pertaining the subject matter. First off, the digital IT subject. It's going to be ramped down, guys. So I want you to understand this news. They're going to give you updates. It's going to feel like there's too much updates, okay? The reason being is they're still trying to push for digital ID. Remember this, okay? So the more you see of this news, do not give in, okay? Don't come to a place where you are like, you let your guard down now, okay, put us on the digital system. That won't help nothing, okay? If you read the Bible, it's very clear. The Antichrist system uses safety and security in order to deceive the masses into following its path. And so be very careful of being worn out. They're going to ramp down this news and what. So you see if the system is digital, then what? It's not going to change anything. I remember one time when I was registering for the ministry SIM card. When I was registering for that SIM card, I tried to register it with these girls. You see these girls who move around in Joburg CBD. And I thought I'm just going to get the SIM card and then I'll go register it. She said, no, you can actually register it with her. So I was like, I don't have my proof of res and all that stuff. She said, for 10 rand, I think she said 20 rand, for 20 rand extra, she could register it on the last client she had. So please do not ever register a SIM card under these people. Don't register a SIM card on a funny dodgy thingy. Okay, do it at legit shops. Whether they're a legit shop. Don't do it at a funny dodgy thingy. Okay, so you'd rather go to an office of a certain network or a verified registered network kiosks or whatever you call them, money market, all those type of places. So when I heard that, she said, no, I can, with 20 rand, you can, I'm like, what? You'll register. And remember, this comes from the RICA system. The RICA system was almost similar to that. They were threatened, they have to have IDs. If you don't, your SIM card must be registered under your ID and whatnot. That system works as far as it can, but it falls on its face. So don't get wary when they start drumming down this news about these visas and the scams down your throat. Okay? Don't start now smoothing out, they should just register it. No, don't do that. Now, I want to come straight to the subject matter of the thingy. So I hope you understand why I'm saying that. Okay? They're going to keep drumming this news down, because to them, it might feel like it gives an argument for digital ID. We don't want that system. That's a system of control. We know what that is. Now, I want to state why I think for the churches, I want you to understand the complexities when it comes to churches. A lot of foreign churches are very nationalistic, if you've seen it. This is not a bad thing, people, like you see, if you've seen, you go to like a Roseton area, Rosetonville area, or Randbeck area, you'll see Nigerian churches will have a lot of Nigerians. Congolese churches will have a lot of Congolese, like those type of things. Not a bad thing, they relate better and whatnot, and sometimes they even speak in their home language. The issue now comes here. If that pastor is one who gets a person to sign them up for a permanent residency, guess what? Every single person that comes to that church, when they now have issues with papers, they know where to go. And I'm telling you, they do that. They'll do that. I remember once going to a church, and they didn't want me there. Yeah, it was a Congolese church when I stayed in the Rosetonville area. I entered the church, and bear in mind, it was just a church service. They had so many questions for me. Why are you here? Why are you here? And it's a church. I didn't think I needed to explain that. What? It's a church, isn't it? And they're like, yeah, but how did you find us? I'm like, you guys are blasting music all the time. I was here to see a friend, and they asked me so many questions and until a person in the leadership in the church came back and said, no, come on a different day. I'm like, what? It's a church. And I went up because they were praying. I thought, baby, okay, it's a church. Oh, okay. They're praying. I was waiting for this guy to finish his work. So I thought, I'd rather be with church people. Oh, got there. So, because why? It becomes very secluded, because they start talking funny things there and whatnot and all those kind of things. So it was a very weird experience. And after that, I just don't go to churches like that. Once I hear a church has a specific type of music inside, I sometimes don't even go, because it might be one of those churches. I don't care to have that type of an experience again. And so nothing against them. It's just, it's enough having that already. You think you're entering a church, but it's not a church. It's like, hey, what's this? So these churches, once a pastor has that, when his church members, because he doesn't want to lose church members now, they will now recommend whoever gave them that access, they'll recommend these people to them. And because the church is center to most people, remember, you have to remember, countries like Nigeria, Congo, spirituality is very important to them there. So the first thing they do when they get to it is find a church. And so Once they do that and they have paper issues, this comes up and boom. Now, another thing you might not think about, pride. Why pride? There's a lot of people who work in high positions who are very annoying. You are annoying. Like, yeah, chill, man. Yo, Jesus Christ. People that you stand next to 2 minutes and you just want to move away from them? A lot of these people who work in government and they tend to be those type of individuals because, you see, within the first 2 minutes of a conversation, they're already telling you what they do for a living. 2 minutes of a conversation. They're already talking about, I work for the SG of what, I'm secretary of what. And at my work, they start talking about that. You don't even know this person. They're already talking about that. And so this is also how most people fall into these cabals. They fall into these cabals of people who start getting involved in all this thing of illegal documentation because they get to their church and they talk to the wrong person about what they do, and now it gets to some of these people, either the pastor or an usher or what. It gets to someone who can recommend, oh no, that person works with. And before you know it, hey, do you know, they're asking you questions, do you know anyone who can help? Why does this need help? Why don't you go to the office? Why don't you need to go to the Home Affairs office? Why does this need help? So what they're asking, anyone who can do mshika, that's what they're saying. And so individuals like that are also part of the problem. People who go to thingy, and when they get to a church, they want to be known what they do. They get there, they are big mouth, they're there talking, hey, me, I work where, I'm a what. And before you know, even the schools, I'm telling you, even the schools, you find that's the problem. They get there, hey, I'm a principal of what. So now you'll be there busy arguing in all these things of school registrations, can't you know? Kids are being registered from church now. It creates a problem. It just creates all these issues. So these issues, they stem from a very big problem. And the last thing we should want is this to be within the church. And you can see how it is. I once spoke about how they build a ring of money laundering. If you haven't watched that video, I'll leave it in the description below or in the pinned comment. I explained this system of money laundering, and this just only confirms it. In the money laundering scheme, they'll get church members who are loyal to prove their loyalty by going to register an account. Register, put it on a phone, bring the account over, password, everything, assigned a cell phone number, and boom, they give over everything. You'll find a person has one bank account. I've met a couple of people who had that same problem. One particular lady, apparently the pastor had actually even taken a loan. I met her in the CBD. It was hectic. It was hectic. So these issues, when they now start in church, be very careful. Once you hear someone actually even saying, hey, I heard people talking about this, and you want to be very careful because now it gets dodgy now. Because it can become a ring, a whole ring, and they feel like, just this once. It's never just this once. God forbid those people are tithe payers, seed sowers. It's gone. The system is gone down the drain. So must be very careful when you start hearing that these systems in your local church. No, I know someone. This I know someone thing. It creates problems, that thing. It creates problems. Because now people are bypassing systems that are there to safeguard. And then tomorrow you want to be the very same person that complains about it. No, it starts there when you are willing. You tell me your thoughts down in the comment section. I'm glad this report came out, and I hope because they said that it's because it's 20, it goes back to 20 years. It's going to take a while for them to kind of like really unravel it. Yeah, we really want to hear it. Can they just, Epstein file this thing? We just have the whole access. Want to see them. Also, this one is theirs. Marquee. I think you see they must publish it like a metric. You see that the way they used to publish metric results. Yeah, this one. This one here. They must publish it like a metric results. Stop it. Stop it. It's very embarrassing. I saw one particular woman's story trending in Ireland. She's originally from Nigeria. She came here, she got permanency. She immediately claimed that she was persecuted here. She ran to Ireland. Ireland, when she got there, they denied it. So for the last 2 years, her story has been there. They've been doing appeals. And now Ireland says, hey, you're going back. Where is she going back to? Nigeria? No, South Africa. She got permanency here. So I wonder if she is even legal herself. The way she came here, she quickly took the papers, poof. It's bad, man. And are selling us for 3,000. That's this, man. Sriki, we done.